Okay, I want to go into in ovo sexing. What is the history of this technology? How does it work? Why did it take so long for it to come into common practice?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, the historical basis is a story of technology doing harm, which was the egg industry and the meat chicken industry separated because they realized they could grow meat chickens to be optimized for weight gain and laying hens to be optimized for laying eggs. That meant that the laying egg industry had no need of the male chicks because they couldn't lay eggs and they couldn't grow fast enough to be meat chickens. And so what they decided was to just kill them on the day they were born. And so the standard practice, and this is about 8 billion chicks globally every year, are just thrown in a giant meat grinder or suffocated in bags the day they're born. Crazy. This new technology is basically the application of existing technologies to scan the eggs in advance and work out whether they're going to be male or female. And then you can just get rid of the male eggs very early in the incubation phase. And this technology went from 10 years ago just being a vague idea to today, it's already a third of the European egg industry. And it just got introduced to the United States. We've got the first eggs coming out in the United States now. So this is a technology that is growing rapidly, and I'm really optimistic can ultimately end this problem globally.
And how much was this driven by policy versus the tech being mature enough for it to be economical?
I think it was both. So first, there was some policy up front, which was because advocates had drawn attention to this practice of killing male chicks. There was real impetus by governments and philanthropists to support kickstarting this technology. And my estimate is it was about $10 million, very little amount of public and philanthropic money that kickstarted this technology, got it to a point where startups could start to implement the technology.
I'd be curious to understand exactly, because MRIs have existed for a while, PCRs existed for a while, so why it took this long for this to be economical, what the nature of that cost curve was. And I'm especially interested to understand this because it seems to imply that, look, I mean, we didn't have to come up with some brand new tech in order to enable this. So are there other things where somebody who is somewhat familiar with the technological landscape, people are always looking for startup ideas, right?
Yeah.
Should they just spend a couple days at a big poultry farm or pig farm or something and see if things can't be improved?
Yeah, I think there's huge potential for technologists here. I mean, there is a lot of low-hanging fruit because this is primarily a commodity business that has only done things that reduce the price or increase production levels.
Yeah.
It has not invested in animal welfare. And as a result, you find these things it's doing that just seem archaic. Like the way that it is castrating piglets is with a blunt knife and like no pain relief. And so in that case, there was a new technology of immunocastration, an injection that achieved the same effects. And it was very easy to develop. And so I think there are a whole lot of other practices like that out there. There's a whole lot of these archaic practices being done where someone could come in and with a little bit of smart work around this and an actual focus on animal welfare, bring in solutions that could potentially help billions of animals.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch the full episode here and subscribe for more clips. Thanks.